Friday, Low VA Rates Nation. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Tim's filling in today for Eric. I'm sporting some new Red Friday swag with our Bradley fighting vehicle with its 25 Mike Bushmaster cannon of death on top of it. So I'm going to make sure we stay in touch with our VA roots today. Today's topic is, what is my VA entitlement? I'm like, it is not you're entitled to all the biscuits and gravy and ammo you could possibly want during your military service. I was in my special spot for a moment. I got to come back. Today we're talking about your VA home loan benefit entitlements. So we have a guarantee portion of it. And remember, veterans, you're not guaranteed the VA loan through your service. The guarantee part is from the Department of Veterans Affairs to the lenders that fund VA loans for veterans. Remember, this program's been around since 1946 with no taxpayer cash infusion. Speaks well for our veteran community's standards of expectation, how well they handle their personal financial affairs. The entitlement is a calculation based on some numbers. So today we're going to go through some of the numbers and we're going to see if we can make sense out of how we can maximize these VA home loan benefits. So the entitlement starts out with our conforming loan limits. Right now, it's $424,100. It changes each year, usually in the month of December, and that means we can buy maybe a little bit more home with our VA benefits. So 25% of that conforming loan amount brings us down to $106,025. That is the full amount that the VA would pay towards to a lender in the event that there's an unfortunate foreclosure. Now, when we subtract out this $36,000, that's your tier one of your basic entitlement. This second part here, the $70,025 that's left, this is actually what's considered tier two entitlement. So it'll allow a veteran to actually have two VA mortgages simultaneously. In one rare example, in my last 10 years of doing VA home loans, I've actually seen one instance where a veteran qualified for 3 VA home loans at the same time. That is not a blanket statement. You can have 3. If you are lucky and you have 2 small home loans through the VA, you may be able to get a third depending on the county loan limit. So we take our $70,000, we multiply that times 4. That means a veteran could qualify for up to a $280,000 loan amount if they already had a VA home loan that had a mortgage balance between $56,000 and $144,000. If you board this weekend and you want to hang out with Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 of the VA Lender's Handbook, you can see the percentages of entitlements that's charged based on the loan amount. For $56,000 to $144,000, it is up to $36,000 or 40% of the loan amount, depending on where you're at. So today I'm making up the rules. I get to use my own figures, so I use $36,000 so to make my day easier. Again, basic, this is our whole entitlement, minus the basic entitlement gives us what's left for tier 2. So you could conceivably, say you live in the great state of Nebraska, you have a $140,000 mortgage, VA charged you $36,000. Now you're moving out of the great state of Nebraska to perhaps Utah like I did. You could buy up to a $280,000 house with no additional money down if you are a disabled veteran and you don't have to account for the VA funding fee. If you have to account for the VA funding fee, you're going to reduce this amount by 3.3% because that's your second time use funding fee. So one of the other questions I've got is, what happens if you want to buy a home for $380,000, It's a $100,000 difference between the two. Remember, I got to use simple math today because it is Friday. It's been a long week here at Low VA Rates. So there's a $100,000 difference. In this example, yes, you could buy a home for $380,000, but it would require a down payment of $25,000 from the veteran. Now, I know that's a significant amount of money, and maybe you're a fortunate veteran. You've learned how to work hard through your military service, and you've got a great civilian career, and you've got $25,000. You can use that as you actually kind of work as the VA, where you guarantee that 25%. It's your own cash. and the VA will loan you the larger loan amount to purchase that house. Pretty exciting, really. Think about it. Remember, there's no mortgage insurance with a VA home loan, and the interest rates are a little bit lower than they are in the conventional world because it's a VA mortgage. So that's one example on how we can use it. Now, I've got another one through the technology that we have today. Look, Shazam, we've got another example already filled out so you don't have to watch me write the figures on the board. So in this instance, we're using a little bit larger loan amount than that 424 figure that we used in our first example because there are some county limits in the country that are higher. Right now, Salt Lake County here in Utah is $600,300. So we're going to use the same mathematics. We've got the 25%, but notice our full entitlement went up from $106,000 and $25,000 to $150,075. That's a significant increase on your buying power. Remember, we're still moving from that wonderful home in the great state of Nebraska, where we were only charged $36,000. We have a lot of money left, and we multiply that times 4. It allows us to buy up to a $456,000 home with no money down. Now remember, this is above the $424,000 loan amount. So you've entered technically a jumbo loan amount. So if you're looking at a fixed rate interest, you may have a higher interest rate just because you're over that $424,100 amount. But still, it allows you to maximize the power of your VA home loan depending on where you're at in the country. And again, the best way to do that is give us a call. Make sure you're working with a VA loan specialist. You've identified your entitlement in the beginning. You submit all of your paperwork, and I mean all of it. That is bank statements, pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns, because we want to make sure here at Low VA Rates, we do all the hard work up front. So when you find your dream home and you write an offer on it, you know that you're going to be moving in that home on the day on the contract. You're not going to be hanging out at the Motel 6 waiting for your paperwork to get done. One of the other things we want to make sure we take a chance this week. Tough week in our country. We had a horrific event last weekend that none of us could probably even comprehend why somebody would do that. And then on Wednesday, we had 3 Green Berets in Central Africa were ambushed while they were on a joint patrol. They lost their lives in defense of our nation. There were 2 other Green Berets that were wounded. As always, Low VA Rates Nation, we say thank you to all of you for your service, your family's sacrifices as you go through your day and serve in our nation's great military. We want to make sure we serve you guys by taking care of your VA home loan benefits, and we want to make sure we can save you as much money as we can on how we structure your new VA home loan mortgage. Robin, have we got any questions today?
Nope, no questions.
No questions? Hey, thanks guys. I always appreciate the 5 or 10 minutes we get to hang out with on Fridays. Be safe this weekend, and remember my public service announcement for college football. Please make sure your windows are closed so the neighbor kids don't pick up any bad language. Thanks everybody. See ya.